Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chaudhary. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 7th of July. Federal police to probe vyapam recruitment scam in central India. Turkish Airlines makes emergency landing in New Delhi after bomb threat. And protests continue in Afghanistan against mob lynching verdict. And now for all the details. The Madhya Pradesh government in central India has recommended a petition seeking a federal police probe into the recruitment scam in the province. Nearly 50 lakh people linked to the fraud have mysteriously died in the past 2 years.
Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan on Tuesday asked the High Court to transfer the probe in the vyapam recruitment scam to the Central Bureau of Investigation. The decision came hours after the Supreme Court accepted a group of petition by opposition parties, activists and whistleblowers seeking a CBI probe into the case. Chauhan said his government had nothing to hide and was open to investigation by any agencies.
पिछले दिनों जो प्रश्न खड़े हुए, जो सवाल पैदा हुए, उनका उत्तर निष्पक्षता के साथ मिले ये जरूरी है। मैं ये मानता हूं कि जनता के मन में भी सवाल खड़े हुए, प्रदेश के बाहर ज्यादा सवाल खड़े हुए। जनता जानना चाहती कि आखिर क्या है, और इसलिए मैं जनमत के आगे शीश झुकाता हूं और माननीय हाई कोर्ट को एक अनुरोध पत्र भेज रहा हूं कि व्यापम मामले की जांच वो सीबीआई से कराने की कृपा करें।
The scam is in connection to the recruitments by the Madhya Pradesh Professional Examination Board for Civil Services during 2008-2010. According to reports, candidates were chosen after they paid bribes to politicians and recruiting officials. Investigation revealed that over 2,000 people were involved in the fraud. But things took a turn when nearly 50, including accused, witnesses, whistleblowers and investigators mysteriously died within a span of over 2 years. The various reasons of their deaths ranged from accident to suicide and heart attacks. Many of the witnesses and whistleblowers have also complained of receiving threats to their lives. The main opposition, Congress Party, which is continuing its protest against the government, demanded the resignation of Chief Minister Chauhan.
अगर वाकई में हमें व्यापम घोटाले के दोषियों को सजा देनी है, अगर वाकई में व्यापम में जो 76,76,000 व्यक्ति हैं, इनके जिनके भविष्य पर व्यापम ने प्रश्न चिन्ह लगाया है, उनको न्याय दिलवाना है और उन 46 लोगों के मौतों की जिम्मेवारी सुनिश्चित करनी है, तो शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी को फौरी तौर से पदमुक्त करके, उनको हटाकर, उनको बर्खास्त करके एक निष्पक्ष जांच ही अकेला रास्ता है।
The scam also comes at a time when the BJP is under fire from the opposition after Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj and Rajasthan Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje reportedly helped fugitive former IPL chief Lalit Modi to obtain travel documents in UK.
A NATO convoy in Afghan capital Kabul came under a suicide bomb attack on Tuesday. The incident happened after the bomber drove his explosives-laden vehicle into the convoy of foreign troops when it was passing through the outskirts of the capital. Though eyewitnesses claim that at least 5 people were injured in the explosion, the exact number of casualties was still unclear. Even though no group have claimed responsibility of the attack, the Taliban has regularly targeted NATO and other foreign vehicles in the Afghan capital. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarked on a state visit to Kazakhstan on Tuesday. The Prime Minister is currently taking a tour of Central Asia to boost ties with the nations of the region. A report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi reached Kazakh capital Astana as part of the second leg of his 8-day tour to 6 Central Asian countries. India is looking forward to strengthen bilateral bond with mineral-rich Kazakhstan, giving a push on mining, mineral and oil and gas projects during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 2-day visit. This came after he wrapped his trip to Uzbekistan, where he inked key agreements on Monday. Before leaving for Kazakhstan, Prime Minister Modi had on Tuesday addressed a gathering of Indologists and scholars in Uzbek capital Tashkent and called for greater cultural exchange between the two countries.
दो राष्ट्रों के संबंधों की मजबूती के आधार पीपल टू पीपल कांटेक्ट होता है और पीपल टू पीपल कांटेक्ट का आधार सांस्कृतिक आदान प्रदान, एक दूसरे की परंपराओं को, इतिहास को, संस्कृति को जानना, जीना, ये बहुत बड़ी ताकत होता है.
He also visited the Monument of Independence and Humanism in the capital city and also paid homage at the bust of former Indian Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. Prime Minister Modi's next stop will be Russia, where he is set to attend the BRICS summit. BRICS nation comprises of Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. He will also be attending the Six Nations Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in Russia.
A Turkish Airlines flight on Tuesday made an emergency landing at New Delhi's International Airport following a bomb threat. Flight TK65 with 148 passengers on board was on its way to Istanbul from Bangkok. It was diverted to the Indian capital after the pilot reportedly found a message on the bathroom mirror that warned a bomb threat. A joint interrogation teams of Intelligence Bureau and RAW interrogated all passengers as well as crew members. The flight was later given clearance to fly out after detailed inspection failed to recover any explosives. Hezbollah Islami chief and globally designated terrorist Gulbuddin Hekmatyar has pledged support to the Islamic State militants in Afghanistan. This comes at a time when the Taliban is engaged in a fierce standoff with the ISIS in eastern Afghanistan.
Gulbuddin Hekmatyar, through a statement, urged his Hezbollah Islami supporters to side with the ISIS if tensions further escalated between the Middle East-based militia and the Taliban. If the Taliban of the Emirate fight with those who have quit the Taliban and declared allegiance to the Islamic State, held these militants because the Taliban are sworn enemies of the Hezbollah Islami, Hekmatyar's statement said. The development comes weeks after the Taliban leadership reportedly wrote a letter warning the ISIS chief Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi to stay away from recruiting in Afghanistan. The two sides have also been engaged in a battle for control of eastern Nangarhar province for some time now. More than 80 people from the two groups have reportedly been killed in the standoff so far. The Hezbollah Islami, which was founded by Hekmatyar in 1977, was once a strong political force in the country. It was, however, sidelined in the 1990s following the emergence of the Taliban. Hekmatyar, who is designated as a global terrorist by the United States, also served as Prime Minister of Afghanistan for a brief period between 1993 and 1996.
The civil society in Afghanistan is continuing with its protests against a court decision to commute the death penalties of those convicted of mob lynching of a woman. Various groups across the country are demanding retrial of the accused in the case. They had also recently met Afghan President Ashraf Ghani to seek his intervention. He, however, refused to interfere, citing legalities. 27-year-old Farkunda was beaten to death in March after she was falsely accused of burning the Quran. 4 men were sentenced to death, while 16 others were given 20 years imprisonment by a trial court in May. An appellate court had, however, last week commuted the capital punishments to 20 years imprisonment. Pakistan leadership is itself responsible for nurturing terrorism in the country. Baloch nationalists have said. The exiled leaders have also blamed Islamabad for creating conflict within Balochistan.
Pakistan's crackdown against the militant groups is an eyewash, Baloch nationalist leaders have said. They claim that the international funds which Pakistan receives to counter terrorism gets diverted towards funding insurgents within the territory and maintaining an army against Balochistan movement. Pointing out at the US-led killing of dreaded militant Osama bin Laden near the garrison town of Rawalpindi in 2011, many said Pakistan government was aware of his presence in the country.
Pakistan is saying that we are fighting for terrorism. The question is, who has created the terrorism? Where was Osama bin Laden founded it? It was founded in Pakistan, inside Abbottabad, which is just few hundred kilometers from the military camps, where the whole world was looking for Osama bin Laden. And second thing, Pakistan itself was taking a big million funds from America to find Osama bin Laden, but Osama bin Laden was inside their house only.
The leaders of Baloch Republican Party organized regular protests in several European countries to shed light on alleged human rights abuses in Balochistan. They have for decades blamed Pakistan for maintaining an iron curtain to filter the news that flows outside the troubled province.
If, for example, this international NGOs or human rights organizations, they will step in Balochistan without Pakistan, for example, then they will come to know many things. But this Pakistan will not allow. Even if Pakistan will allow, then they will show only few places, like for example in Quetta, in some governmental official areas, and these places are see everything is okay, everything is quiet, and Balochistan is safe. That's not true.
Balochistan is Pakistan's biggest but most impoverished province. The mineral-rich region has been roiled by a separatist insurgency ever since it was illegally annexed by Pakistan in 1948. Islamabad is now handing over vast swathes of Baloch land to its ally, Beijing, under the ambitious Pakistan-China economic corridor that passes through the region. Locals claim that $45.6 billion mega project was signed without informing the provincial administration.
Pakistan itself also cannot fight for many things alone, so they invited China also. Okay, you also, we are already looting the country from 67 years, and they are this poor Baloch people, they can't do nothing. So you also come and you also loot and you also play with them wealth and money and everything.
Despite living in exile, the Baloch leaders have tried to uphold their movement of independence from Pakistan and bring to light the human rights violations at international forums.
Plots exploring dysfunctional families seem to have gripped Bollywood, and this latest film promises to take the flavor of the season to the next level. Take a look.
After Piku and Dil Dhadakne Do highlighted the challenges hogging modern Indian families, actors Abhishek Bachchan and Rishi Kapoor are set to enter the genre with their latest outing, All Is Well. The film, which also stars Supriya Pathak, Asin and Mohammad Zishan Ayub, is garnering enough attention for its real-life punches. The cast of the film gave a sneak peek at a promo launch event in entertainment capital Mumbai. Bachchan, who is teaming up with Kapoor for the first time, said the film talks about family bonding.
Essentially, this film is a road trip film. It's about a family that's on a road trip and how the bonding carries on. It's a very dysfunctional family that doesn't really get along with each other.
Asin, who returns to Hindi films after a gap of 3 years, said it was a pleasure to work with stalwarts like Kapoor and Pathak.
Can you imagine that? It's been a journey, and a beautiful one, I must say, with all of these lovely people here. So I think we are here at the best part of the journey, where we bring our film to you, and I hope that all is well, and it's been great for me working with everybody.
All Is Well delves into the chemistry between a father and son entangled within their family issues. While Kapoor plays an eccentric and cranky father, Bachchan portrays a responsible son who keeps his family along. It unfolds the adventures of the family which elopes from their hometown along with Asim. The film opens next month.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. Federal police to probe vyapam recruitment scam in central India. Turkish Airlines makes emergency landing in New Delhi after bomb threat. And protests continue in Afghanistan against mob lynching verdict. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter at SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.